What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've got another great video here for you today. We're going to talk about a very low-key topic, a very low-key opportunity that I think could be playing out in Pokemon. Obviously, we're down in a bit of a lull right now. It's definitely not a crash, guys. It doesn't feel like a bear market. It feels like we have more to go. However, this is what the opportunity that I'm seeing right now in the market, and I just wanted to share it with you guys to see if there's any traction. If you guys agree, if you guys disagree, let me know. So, Shining Pokemon cards. Obviously, everybody knows all the lovely Shining vintage cards on the market today. We've obviously got the ones from Neo Destiny, Neo Revelations. Those are the big ones. But then if we scroll down, we start seeing some Shining Legends. We see a Mewtwo GX, Secret Shining. Very interesting card, very desirable card, very expensive card. Okay, very similar to these vintage Shining Pokemon. They're very classic. There's obviously coming unlimited and first ed. Very classic. Obviously, we've seen some reprints. We've seen the Shining Magikarp reprint in celebrations in the recent sets. And what's more interesting is I think that maybe there is a chance the 30th anniversary does have some in. So it's more of a speculative play, but that could drive some more eyes towards the Shining Pokemon. And I think they are a great, almost cornerstone of Pokemon. Very nostalgic cards, very sought after cards. The Shining Gyarados is absolutely stunning. It is one of the best cards in my opinion. One of the best Shining cards in my opinion for sure. But if we continue scrolling down, this is where I see the opportunity. This is more my price range. Okay, we do like playing with some of the big boys, but this is where I see a lot of the opportunity for the average grader, for the average Joe out there. Okay, so if we start taking a look, the Shining Mew, all the way through the Shining Legends sets, the promos that come out with Shining Legends, we have obviously the reprint, Shining Magikarp, very good Pokemon, very sought after card, great card, still very gradable. One of the highest gem rates in celebrations, probably pushing that. It's around that 68-69% gem rate. Very cool. You got the obviously Shining Celebi, Shining Arceus, however you say it, Shining Ho-Oh, Shining Genesect, and Shining Volcanion. So, if we take a little brief look into some of these prices, I think you might be surprised. So, obviously, we've had this bit of a lull. The Shining Magikarp was going for a bit more than this. It was around that 190 mark, I believe. We've since come down. We're probably pushing that 140 mark down there. It's still got a great margin. It's still got great margin in my opinion, guys. This is you could probably pick this up for £30. It's grading, what's that? £50 all in, 140. There's margin, right? And it's extremely gradable. 68%, 69% gem rate. Very cool. Definitely stick to this card if you see it. If it's centered, probably grade it because it's probably a 10. Okay, very easy for the Magikarp. Now, moving on to the Shining Mew. Here comes the less liquid card, but there is not many on this market, guys, and the value is there. We do see some English though. Okay, obviously there's some Japanese, but look, there's 4 English cards listed. 2 at 500, one's a bidding war, and one's at 475. So we'd imagine that the bidding war would go for at least 350. I'd imagine push that 400 mark. We'll see where that ends up. I might have to give it a cheeky love heart and then check back in. But I'd imagine the margin on this card, guys, is really good. And if I do say so, the print quality is very good. From what I'm seeing, the print quality of like even these old cards, right? Right now, these are old cards. When did this sort of come out? 2017. So it's old. Okay, it's 8 years old, but the print quality is still good. And if you can find some in binders that haven't been touched for ages, you might surprise yourself with the quality. Okay, you might surprise yourself. They're not very easy. There's not a lot of surface for the card that's actually holofoil. It's not a full art. It's not taking up the whole card. So it's more lax on the scratches. If the corners are fine, then and the centering's good, you're pretty much in, guys. You're pretty much in. So that's what I like about these cards. Now, from what I can see, there is no Shining Rayquazas listed in the UK. I might have to scroll down a bit, but from what I can see, there isn't a PSA 10 listed in the UK. Okay, now that might change. That I might have missed some in my search. My search might not be good enough. But from what I can see, it's just Japanese listed, which is interesting because that's like, is there a bit of a gap there? So if you see a Shining Rayquaza that is potentially a Gem Mint 10, £100, £120, I'd buy it. Just buy it because there is absolutely no supply of this card in a 10 in the UK. I do believe. So that's interesting in itself. Now, if we move on, we're moving on to the Lugia, which again, guys, if this doesn't have, the popularity of this card, to not have any listeds in the 10, it's pretty. Look at this 1.8k, like listed, like 1.3k, like it's gonna be over a grand, around that grand mark if you get a 10. If it's 140 but it's a 10, does it matter? Because if it's a 10, guys, you're sitting on some ridiculous margin in these cards. And what I like is that what I feel is that the print quality is there. The print, they look good. They look good. That looks good, right? For obviously minus the whitening on the back, if it's been in the sleeve, you should be okay. Lugia, very popular Pokemon, obviously, but the Jirachi, it has some listed: 187, 188, 175, 199. I have just picked up a Jirachi. It's most likely a 9, but I'm going to grade it anyway. I'm going to see where it lands. In my opinion, it's just worth the risk. It is just worth the risk for these cards, and I feel like people have been, when the market's hot, guys. I want to explain that you don't always really want to chase in. You want to be looking for the opportunity that's underneath, that's sort of buried, that might happen, is probable to happen, and given a good market, will most likely happen. This Shining Pokemon and Amazing Rare Pokemon is probably two of the best shots that we have right now, that people aren't. Obviously, the Amazing Rares did a little tick up, but I don't think the Shining Pokemon have been touched as much. And if you watch this video, will probably have an edge. Okay, we probably have an edge. There is no English Celebies listed for a 10 on eBay in the UK, guys. None. Korean, Japanese, English, but Ace. So it's very, very interesting times to see that we're going through this lull, but there's no supply, essentially, in 10s for these cards. Obviously, the US have them in abundance, but UK lacking. Okay, and that's where sometimes there's imbalances between geolocations, and we can sometimes pick up on that, right? Arceus, we have no English 10s listed in the UK, guys. No 10s. Where is the supply? Where is the supply? Oh, it's crazy. I've picked up another Shining Arceus. I graded a 10 and sold it, I want to say a few months ago. It was very cheap. Some guy got a great deal, 120 maybe. Great deal. This is since obviously appreciated a lot. In my opinion, very easy card to grade. I'd have to check the gem rates, guys, but the feeling that I'm getting is they look well centered compared to modern cards. As long as there's no surface scratches and white or minimal whitening, you're most likely going to hit 10. I mean, from what I can see, I'll do my own due diligence and research, but from what I can see, there is opportunity here. And the fact that UK has no supply is a big one. a big one. So we have one Shining Legends Ho-Oh in a 10, £250. I'm wondering what you could get it for raw. I just want you guys to know what, like, roughly what these cards go for. So if you do see them in person and you're like, that could 10, like that could really 10, then you're sort of not hesitant to pick it up, and maybe you get a better deal and then you get some better margin and it comes back at 10, you know. And there's less risk, there's more safety in older cards. And if you can find gem mints in older cards, that's just the game. That is just the good game to be playing right now. And in my opinion, these cards are gonna be there for the long haul, right? They're stunning cards, and they're obviously repeating cards where you might have reprints in the future, but they're also popular cards. So Pokemon make different artworks of them constantly. So that also helps, right? Um, Genesect 145. If you're obviously doing the Shining collection, you're gonna need the Genesect anyway. Obviously, probably not the most popular Pokemon, but only one listed, guys. And guys, remember, like, there's Discords primed for buyouts. This is primed for buyout. All of these Shining cards are primed to get bought out. Okay, because there's clearly not many. There's clearly not many of these in tens going around. I picked two of these up at my latest card show that I went to. They're in grading right now. We'll see what happens when they come back, but it'll be interesting to see what they get. I'm assuming one's a 9, one's a 10, with the risk, guys, with the risk for these cards. Okay, a couple in the US, but none in the UK. Korean, Japanese. You know, it's looking like 100 roughly in the US. So maybe it's like 120, 130 in the UK. Worth picking up again. The margins there, like any card that you can grade for like £50 or under that goes for triple the price, you know, it's 3x margins, guys. It just makes no brainer plays. And you never know what the 30th anniversary is going to bring. You don't know if they're going to end up trying to reprint even these ones. You don't even know what it could do a whole new set. They could do different Shinings, guys. Shinings could come back because they haven't really done it since 2017. Like, obviously they've done Shining Fates, they've done all the shiny Pokemon, but Shining Pokemon, yeah, they haven't really done since. Obviously Magikarp reprints probably the latest. This is probably and maybe the Mew in that set. It doesn't say Shining in it, but the Mew is a shiny Mew. So yeah, those are my opinions. Very interesting thoughts. I just wanted to lay that out on the table for you guys because I do believe there is opportunity here. There seems to be no supply or minimal supply of these cards, and either prime for buyout, prime for hype cycle, prime for anything you could most likely think of, prime investment if there's low supply, and you know, let's just be safe in this modern era of overprinting and you know, because the printer is going brrr, guys. Okay, do not get it twisted. The printer is going. If the demand ever drops, the supply will be outrageously exorbitant, because if the demand goes away, all we have is scarcity. Okay, just play it safe. Always play it safe. Always buy MSRP, and always ensure your margin is there intact. Okay, guys. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video.